Rev up your engines.
Geraldo says, Scotty, I'm thinking about buying a 1980 to 90 Toyota Corolla. What do you think? Well, they were great cars, but you're going anywhere from what? A 39-year-old car to a 29-year-old car. They're old. You never know. I mean, I had a customer once, and it was an old lady, and she said, you know, they told me I should buy another car. She had one, and it was 30 years old. It had 26,000 miles on it. I said, no, let me fix it for you. You don't need to buy another car. These things are indestructible. And yeah, it's 30 years old, but you only got 20-something thousand miles. And I've seen them with 500,000 miles on it. So I said, the thing really isn't worn out that much. And I fixed it for a few $100, and she went on her way, was happy. If you could find a gem like that from a little old lady or old man that maybe was in the state sale or they lost their license, couldn't drive, go right ahead. When a car's 30 years old, there can be a lot of stuff just flat worn out. You'd want somebody to check it out before you buy it. Or if it's a deal where they're selling it for $300, $400, $500 and you drive it and it seems to run okay, what the heck, buy it. And Legato says, if I don't drive 5,000 miles in a year, should I still change my oil once a year? What do you think about mobile once a year versus other synthetic oil? If you don't drive 5,000 miles a year, you still want to change your oil once a year because water vapor gets in it, the additives degrade, and so change it once a year. The only time I break that is if I have a toy like a motorcycle and I drive it 500 miles a year, okay, I admit I might only change it once every 4 or 5 years because really it's not going to have any harm, that tiny amount. But if you drive them normally in less than 5, change it once a year. Now as for the mobile one, all synthetic oils are pretty good. Mobile oil is a decent synthetic oil, costs an awful lot of money, but don't listen to that one that says you can change your oil every 20,000 miles. You can only do that if you drive on the highway because highway mileage going 60 is equivalent to 10% of city, so 20,000 miles on the highway in a year would be equivalent to 2,000 miles stop and go in city. You still got to change it once a year, so, you know, I wouldn't buy it super expensive unless you were driving on the highway all the time or were going to drive it for 20,000. I wouldn't do that anyways. I'd still change it every 10. Bass's PH says, Scotty, what do you think of BMW motorcycles? Well, I know a lot about them. Those originally, they had the boxer engines with one cylinder on each side. They were indestructible. They didn't have that much power. The Nazis used them in World War II in the desert. Some of those things are still running. Excellent, strong engines, not that much horsepower, but they kept beefing them up. Now they make a 4-cylinder inline, just like the Japanese engines. It wins a lot of the races. I saw it kept winning the Isle of Man race in England. That was the biggest, fastest, over 200 miles an hour and running on streets. They make excellent speed motorcycles. Now their speed motorcycles do burn a little oil because of their design. A lot of people buy them. They get kind of peeved that they bought a BMW super expensive 4-cylinder engine and outburn some oil, but oil's cheap and those engines are really well made. If you don't mind paying the price today, they are very expensive engines and machines to buy. They're not giving them away, but they're well-built motorcycle. If you like a bigger, heavier motorcycle and a touring motorcycle, they're probably one of the best touring motorcycles in the world. I'm into motorcycles, but I'm not a tourer. I'd be bored out of my mind sitting for 10 hours. I'm the type of guy that likes to get on and go spin real fast and have some fun and then come back and do something else. Just like sailing. I tried sailing and I thought, ooh, it'd be great. And then I got on a sailboat and we got on one once that was going from Houston to Galveston and back, and there was a big Canadian northern storm coming in and we got going, the guy said 10 knots. It's like, what, 11 miles an hour? And he said, we're really screaming. I'm like, God, this is going to take us 6 hours to get down to Galveston. It takes me 40 minutes in a car, you know? I said, this is too slow for me. And I never did that again. Armando Lavario says, Scotty, I got a Dodge Avenger 2012. It won't go over 40. The horn honks on its own, and sometimes it dies right after starting up. It doesn't have gas. If the horn's honking on its own, a lot of times you have some kind of an anti-theft system. So find a guy like me, a professional mechanic who knows what he's talking about. Have him hook up a scan tool and run a test on that first. Now, if that's okay, and it won't go over 40, there's really only 2 major things that do that. Either your fuel filter's clogged or the fuel pump is going bad. You can have that pressure tested. Simple test. It'll tell you whether that's working or not. And if that isn't, the catalytic converters can clog up. And there's also a simple test for that. All we mechanics do is we take off the oxygen sensor that's in front of the catalytic converter and put a test meter on. And then we see if the back pressure is too high, then the cat's clogged and you need to replace the catalytic converter. Have those tests because that's the most common thing. But of course, that would have nothing to do with the horn honking. So I'd check the alarm system first.
So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.